Morning all. How are we all doing? Morning ladder. So I'm a bit late this morning. Rushing around like a nutter. Haven't managed to bank anything this morning. Was close to banking something on the pound New Zealand because I can't be bothered to watch this going up and down so much all the time. However, it seems to be having a bit of a rally this morning. So just seeing what's causing this rally. Seems to be potentially a little bit of pound strength coming through this morning. Not quite sure what, but anyway. Morning Frank, morning Eric, morning Bogdan. Just came break even yesterday. In the end, I was up 0.5% in the morning, went down 0.5% in the afternoon, went back up to break even by lunch. So by the end of the day. So morning Diamond. So yeah, not a lot of joy yesterday. A bit of a whippy session, wasn't it? FX wise, Swiss franc had a pretty good session. Yen had a good session yesterday, but other than that, it's all a bit whippy. Obviously, Powell came on at 5:30 UK time, and despite the market, dropped it. So yeah, a very whippy session. So we had a big spike on the NAS, huge drop back to origin, then a big rally towards the end of the day. So all big moves off of Powell yesterday. So news-wise today, we've got Williams speaking just before the market opens this afternoon. And then we've got no other news. We've got Wallace speaking later, and we've got the bond auction later as well. But the bond auction is kind of... the only time the bond auction really has an impact is if the bonds sell for way more or way less than anticipated, which you don't really know until the auction's complete. So it doesn't really tend to do an awful lot, which is why it's kind of orange, I guess. But so yeah, no news today really. We've got Williams speaking, but I mean, Williams isn't going to say anything that Powell didn't say yesterday to try and rally the US dollar. So I don't really see any news today that's of any impact at all. And then tomorrow we've got the monetary policy report hearings, which again is kind of going to be not saying an awful lot compared to what we got out of the monetary policy summary from last week. So again, it's a really light news week this week. Head sitting in 1.5 to 2% of drawdown all week so far. So hard to extract cash when the thing's not going anywhere. But anyway, overnight news. So last night, Powell rallied the market a little bit. So going back to Powell's stuff, Macklin basically said we're going to put rates up, which is fine. We know that. The interesting stuff that came out of Powell's speech was it was a very mixed report, but disinflationary process has begun, so basically bringing inflation down, which is good. It's going to be bumpy, which we know. The jobs report was certainly stronger than anyone expected. Strong jobs shows why we think the process is going to take time, basically, because we're getting unexpected results. But also what they've said out of this is that they're open now to further interest rate increases, more than expected. So they said up here, if data continues to come stronger than expected, rates will be raised further. So the reason they increase the rates slowly and incrementally is because what they don't want to do is have a large impact on the jobs market. Higher interest rates tends to lead to unemployment, and obviously brings down inflation, which is the whole purpose of rising interest rates. When you get unemployment dropping on rising interest rates, that indicates that actually you could go further with interest rates faster and get inflation down quicker, therefore making the recession a lot smoother. If you get a recession, obviously that is. So it opens up the door for 0.5% increases again on the US moving forward. As long as that inflation is coming down at a decent rate, there is a probability of that happening now. So it was very bullish yesterday on that respect. But obviously they will still look at it every month at inflation and see how inflation's being affected by it. But pretty good. So more bullish for US dollar. However, it doesn't seem to be reacting particularly well to it again this morning. And this is the confusing thing about the US dollar. It doesn't seem to matter what they say, how bullish they are. This thing just does what it wants at the moment. The market is really not interested in buying the US. It's at a level they're not really thinking of, investing in. So I don't quite know what Powell can do to rally the market. Hey, come and stick your money with us. We'll put it up by 0.5%. All right, that's fine. Put it up by 0.5%, then we'll think about it, I think is what the market's saying. What we usually see is the market buying into an interest rate increase because they want to get the money in there when the interest rates increase. So they've got large amounts in there. That's the whole point of it. Make yourself attractive, get investment into your currency. It's not happening. So difficult, very difficult to read US dollar at the minute. But certainly still bullish from a bias perspective. So we will see what happens. So that's news covered. DAX, I'm going to trade this morning pre-15 open, which is fairly wide today. Let me just make sure we're turned on because I made that mistake yesterday. So your pre-15 is there. So it's a fairly decent size this morning. We've had a big old pre-market move down. So looking at yesterday's price action, morning Luke. Another bullish day on the DAX. So we put in a double bottom and rallied. So we've got bullish engulfing, bullish move there. So going, there's the 15-minute pre. So see if we can get a nice big strong push out this morning. So yeah, looking pretty good from the DAX from a bullish perspective. So rally, pull back, potential rally up to challenge the highs up towards ADR, long on the DAX. So there's a long way to go, obviously all the way up there today. So we'll see if we can get a rally out of this morning. Hopefully we don't get a horrible whippy session like we did on the NASDAQ yesterday, but is what it is. The other indices, FTSE, again, nice big bull day. FTSE's challenging all-time highs. In fact, it's tapped into all-time highs already this morning. Double topped at all-time highs. Straight off of it, but it's rallying again, look, at the open. Nice big push up there. US indices yesterday, bull day, all round, mainly off of Powell. I mean, it wasn't going to be a bull day. Then Powell opened his mouth and it's now a bull day. So again, weak US dollar. This is the crazy thing at the moment. The markets are, it's almost like the markets are reacting. The markets are in control at the moment. Whatever Powell says, they don't really care about. Markets are driving forward, which is lovely to see. Means we're on the verge of coming out of or not going into recession. And obviously the US indices are the worldwide gauge for that. So it'd be lovely. Not that it's going to help us in the UK. We're stuffed. We're the only country that's going to go into recession, according to the International Monetary Fund. Good one. But anyway, nothing we can do about that. Locked in, break even. Wow. What have I got this set to? 250. Okay. Not sure I want to be that aggressive. Might manual close one of these. Looks like I'm just going to stop out anyway. Break even. Didn't get the move this morning. Not quite. Thinking about it. I might change that to 200. I don't really want to get it. 200 is a bit, 100's a bit aggressive, isn't it? Mind you, that is the set file that does that massive profit. So, tricky. I'm going to change that for tomorrow. Or for the next breakout if I get it. So break even stop on that one. ADRs today, nothing so far. The only weekly we've got is Euro Swiss. So the Euro Swiss, whoops, too zoomed, has pushed down very, very hard, straight back into that support area we looked at down there. We got a very nice bounce off of that support, but at the moment it's coming back down again. So not sure if this is weak Euro or strong Swiss. Looks like it's fairly weak Euro today at the moment. Okay, 15 seconds left on this candle. So just a whipsaw to start with. Okay, reset, long again. DAX up on my other monitor. Okay, it's starting to try and go long, but struggling a little bit. Let's just have a quick look at what the FTSE did up those highs again. Okay, so FTSE, new highs. FTSE has broken out into new highs, new 15-year highs on a mission. See if the DAX can jump on board with that. Right, so that's ADRs. There's nothing hit the monthlies yet either on the ADR side. RSIs is a few to look at. Start off at the back with oil. I'm just going to watch that DAX on my other monitor. I'll flick back over to it. So oil's pushed up again. RSI is extended on the hourly. Not quite there on the 4 hour. But we got that move now, double bottom that I looked at obviously on Monday. So we did get that bounce. I don't know if anybody took that bounce. That was kind of the last straw really for oil. If it broke down below that level, we're kind of invalidating and going back into a bear run again, aren't we? So it's good that it bounced there. So again, waiting for some kind of pullback on oil to potentially start to build a long position. So any ADR hits to the downside, any RSI hits to the downside on the hourly, I'll be looking for entries on this long. That was the entry back down here, but I didn't want to get on after that catastrophic move. So I got in here on this pullback, long, got out. Didn't want to get in on that. It's just too fast and too hard. Should have done because it worked. It came off the support perfectly. But now I need it to break this high. So it's rejecting this high at the moment. So looking for a pullback into here for potentially a structure break to the long side. So I'll be watching oil to see if we can get a pullback. If you want to take this as a fade, this is a good double top. So, you know, I'm going to be looking to get in down here, which is where I'm hoping and expecting it's going to come to. So if you want to trade it back that way based on the fact that the hourly is extended on the RSI, obviously you can trade it back down and then flip back long again if you want to. But yeah, the oil, we've obviously got oil news today. It's Wednesday. So we've got the oil inventories coming out at 3:30, as we do every Wednesday. So there is potential for that to shift off of the oil inventories later. But you know, it doesn't make a massive amount of difference, the oil inventories. So we'll see. Richie Wendy wins. NAS 100. What's that mean? Stopped out on the long. Didn't quite get me into the short. So going to reset in 30 seconds. Not going anywhere at the moment. I've just looked at the NAS, Richie, if that's what you're saying. But it's an index, so you trade it whichever way momentum's going. So short it at the moment. Whoops. Right, reset. Ready to go long again. So we've taken out high and low. So hopefully that is now pretty much ready to go. So there's your 15-minute range. Obviously this candle's not closed yet, but at the moment that's the 15-minute range. So we're looking for a break of that if we're going to trend today, one way or the other. But at the moment it's not really got any directional bias. All the US indices coming down. So if we're going to follow the US, we're looking for shorts today. Gold, cover that one quickly. Didn't get out of my gold yesterday. So I added another position. So I took that one off. I took 2 positions off on gold yesterday. That one, that's the live trade. That one there, which I broke even on as well, and that one. So I had 2 positions on there, if you remember. From here. So one of them I took off there as we came to the highs. Glad I did, because it reacted straight off the highs, and then it came down to break even on the second position. So I got out of both of those. The EA added it back on for me. Market reversal alerts EA is running on this on M5. So it added for me again on the M5 reversal alert, which yesterday was down here somewhere in there. There's a reversal alert. So I added one on down there again. So I added the trade I took off yesterday back on. That one is now sitting in profit, and we've just broken yesterday's high, which is fantastic. Short on the DAX, out the lows now. Just thinking about it. If we can break those lows, we'll probably get a nice little flush down to this level down here. If we can break the lows and hold, struggling at the minute. So in gold still, it's making progress, but we've just tapped into the propulsion gap. So be interested to see what happens here. This US dollar is weak at the moment. We're not able to get any strength. So yeah. Stopped out on the DAX. Oh, this isn't my day today, is it? I'm going short manually on the DAX. Richie, so you're bullish on it, Naz? No, I just said bearish. Morning, Stevie. You don't want to be buying that, do you, at the moment? Coming down. I don't know what you want to be doing to it. I mean, it's up to you. What do you think? Long or short? Basically, the odds, whether I say long or short, the odds are 50-50 on whether it goes up or down. So, you know, flip a coin yourself. I've no idea. You go where momentum goes with the stock indices. You can't forecast where it's going to go. No one knows where it's going to go, do they? Where it's been for the last 10 minutes has got nothing to do with where it's going in the next 10 minutes. The market moves where the market moves. You get in, you get out. I'm bearish on it because it's coming down. But you could say you're bullish on it because it's just hit the Globex lows. So, yeah, take a long on the double bottom bounce off of Globex. Up to you. I don't know. I'm short because it's coming down. The market at the moment is shorting it. So I want to do what they're doing. Short it. They're short. I'm short. Everyone's short. Short it. Short. Whether or not it's going to go down or up, I don't know. But that's what I would do at the moment. So if you're going to short the NAS, you want to be aware of that level there and that level there. That level more than anything, really, because that is where the accumulation break happened. And we came back and retested that. They bought it. So that is where the buyers are currently sitting if it's going to continue long. Make sense? But I don't know where it's going to go. Yeah, I mean, you've not been in here before, but I'm very realistic. Yeah, there isn't anybody on the planet that knows whether this is going to be a bull candle or a bear candle. Not even the banks that are moving this now know whether this is going to end bullish or bearish because they're not in control. There's 10 people in control of this entire market moving this up and down. If 9 of them want to go short, it's going short. If 5 of them decide they want to go long, we're not going anywhere. Yeah. And that changes every 5 minutes, which is why we get these things painted on our charts. Where it's going next, I don't know. My job is to manage risk when I'm in a position and try and get out when it's got some profit. That's your job. Stop trying to be a crystal ball. You can't be that. It doesn't exist. And also what happened yesterday has got absolutely nothing to do with where it's going right now. Where it's going to end up, that you can forecast because we can see where the market participants have been placing their orders. So we know that we're going to get some kind of reaction at that level. Whether or not there's going to be enough buyers or sellers when we get to that level, we'll find out when we get to that level. Until we get to that level, you don't know. So you want to watch price at that level as well, which is kind of where we ended yesterday. So we need to see if people are going to buy up that level or not. Going to add to the DAX. Just realised I'm on the 15, not the 5. I wonder why I was going slow. Just moving my stops down. So if we're going short, that's really it today. If we're going short, so we're looking at 15,370 or 15,332 for potential support areas, roughly somewhere around. So just bringing my TPs up a little bit more actually, just above that support. But I'm going to watch this level. Does anybody get on the ORB short? And anybody still in it? I just got stopped out on that, unfortunately. But worked very nicely again today. got to adjust. It's the trouble with these stops. It's very difficult. I moved my stops to 20. Look, it pulled back literally to 20 ish and then went again. So 25 today was it. Diamond's in it, locked in 0.65. Nice. Wish I had. 0.5% down again today. This has been one of the toughest starts to the year I've had, I think. Gregor's is in, good. See if I can stay in. Ladder, you're in as well, good. Wish I was in with a decent amount of size. I've only got a small position on it, so best case scenario, I might break even today. Not good. If we get down to here, that's if we can rally down to there, that's 0.5% for me. So if we can get a good flush today, I'll be all right. But watch this level, this 15,370 we're approaching now. JC, US dollar CAD, Euro odd, and Euro yen are preparing for a big long on the next reversal alert, all sitting inside of daily order blocks. If you say so. Don't trade order blocks in here. Right. Let's have a quick look at where we are. So sentiment EA, been testing. It's working very well at the moment. Ignore the numbers because this isn't trading. It's only literally an execution test. So we've got a nice yesterday's low trigger there on the Swiss yen. Come on, VPS. So that was 27 when it triggered. Yeah, looking pretty good at the moment. All working very well. So that was yesterday's low sweep that we triggered a long on because sentiment on this, everybody's short. So market movement should be long. So yeah, it all seems to be working at the moment. I'm going to give it another test today just to make sure that it triggers. I'm waiting for one to trigger an additional order because at the moment, nothing's moved far enough in the last 2 days to actually trigger a second entry. So I'm waiting for something to actually move far enough and trigger a second position. As soon as I've got that triggered and I've seen that happening, I'll then start testing it more properly. But obviously at the moment, all it's doing is just getting into trades. That was sitting at $1,200 in profit yesterday. But obviously this is a scalping strategy. You need to be in and out in the same day. So, but yeah, it's working really well. I like. Frank, in all three, small lots, manual entries. In all three? What are you in? All three? Oh, the Dow, the DAX, and the NAS, are you? Cool. Hit TP, I'm out. Have a great day. Good job, Diamond. Ivan, you sell pound US dollar? Sometimes I do, yeah. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I buy it. But I will be selling the US dollar, yeah. When it gets somewhere decent. Not far away. So if we get an ADR hit today or an RSI extension, I will get in short on that one, pound US dollar. It's the biggest sell out there at the minute, US. We haven't got any retail on side at the moment, but that's fine. We've got cotton side and fundamentals. Actually, I think what I'll do is I'll set the EA up to get me into that. Oh no, I've already got the EA set up, so I will be getting in short on that as soon as it triggers. So the market reverse alerts is ready to get me in short. But I will need RSI extension on the hourly. So the RSI on the hourly needs to be extended for me to get in. So if we can get a bit more of a push on that one today, anywhere up near ADR will be extended, and then I'll get in on the next 5-minute reverse alert short. I'm just going to watch this candle close. We've got 1 minute left on this candle. Finding a bit of resistance support down here. So I'm going to take one off. Closing out now, actually. Taking one off. Basically tapping into that area. So that's real target, but that's where potential we're going to find support. So which we are. So the buyers are buying that up. So looking for a pullback into that area. Into this propulsion gap that's just formed. So anywhere in there really would be perfect, and then short it again. But I'm already on from that level, so I won't take a second on it. But I will take a new order underneath that low. Might go a bit more aggressive, actually. So just going to add on a break. Right. So let's have a look at the RSIs. So we've looked at oil quickly. The only other extensions we've got on the hourlies are Euro Swiss, which is also extended on the 4-hour. So Euro Swiss isn't in our list. Its bias is neutral. So totally range bound. We've got COT positioning long. We've got retail positioning long as well, which means we want to be shorting it. So there's absolutely no bias on the Euro Swiss. So where we are at the moment with this hourly extension to the downside, this level here is what we looked at, which we got the bounce from, and we're retesting it again now. If that breaks, we're coming all the way back down to ADR. So we're extended. Nice potential rally from here, but it really depends on this Swiss franc at the moment. The Swiss franc is obviously renowned for being strong when it wants to be strong. It absolutely flies when it wants to. So morning, Kibria. So there is a possibility that we will break this level and the euro will yield rather to the Swiss franc. This is a very strong level though, and we are getting another bounce off of it this morning, but I'd like to see it come down and take yesterday's low and then react from there. So if we can get a break of yesterday's low and it rejects, M5 reverse alert will be, you're just about to get one now. It's really, really tight at the moment. So potentially the next break could be it, but I'd like to see it come down and sweep yesterday's low first. You haven't got far to go. You're only looking at like another 5-6 pips down to here. Once we've got that low swept and it gets a reverse alert, that would be my long opportunity on it. We're nicely extended on the 5-minute RSI as well, and on the 15. Hourly obviously is extended. 4 hourly is also extended. Yeah, so this thing's shot. It's had a very, very, very good run. We had a nice contraction. We broke. We've not had a profit take move, and we've got a lovely target on H4 to aim for up at ADR. but we need to see some bullish price action coming through. So it needs to really give us a nice big bull candle, get a nice reversal alert on it. That's potentially a good looking long there, Euro Swiss. But as I say, you've got no there's no fundamentals backing this idea up at all. There is no directional bias on it, so it could go either way. Break even on that, well, not yet, I'm not, but stop is to break even. Or is it? No, actually, hang on, sorry, it's not. I'm not trading my stop on that, am I yet? Right, so I just want to watch the reaction here. Let's see if we get some sellers stepping in. I want to add another position to this. Euro Swiss is on its way down now. Yeah, adding a sell underneath this candle low. And then I'm going to add again on that break. So I'm looking for a quick flush down to try and get sort of a 0.25% or so out of this. Just get myself virtually back to break even for the morning. And then we'll see if we can get a run. So yeah, Euro Swiss, keep an eye on that one. Potentially next reversal alert on that. There is a long, but as I say, it's up to you whether you want. I'm personally at the moment, I'm just not taking anything that's range bound. I'm just taking the strongest possible positions. Only reason being is because I'm running a prop account at the moment. So I want to be on just the best possible opportunities with fundamentals on side, cot on side, everything on my side, basically. Just because I've got to keep control of the drawdown. That's the only reason. Other than that, I'd get in this, no problem. I like the Euro long. I just can't take anything that I class as a little risky at the minute. If you do want to take this, obviously, and you're position trading it, your second entry is down here. It's only half an ADR away. So if you get in there and this fails, if we do get a bounce and some strength in your reversal alert and you get in long targeting that ADR to the upside, you've got plenty of areas of support coming up. I mean, this is just one huge balance. This whole area is support. So we bought from it. We tested it. We bought from it. Yeah. So there's going to be buying in here somewhere. Just don't know where, do we? So good buy that one. Euro Swiss like that. Propulsion gap's holding up at the moment. So I just want to make sure if we do push up through that level, we get a nice push back down and then start a bear move. If not, then we've run out of sellers, basically. Which would be annoying. Your other RSIs today, Aussie. So we looked at those two. Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. That is extended to the upside on the. It's actually just about to get an extension on the 4-hour as well, but it is extended on the hourly. So again, big strong push, accumulation. Buyers held up, pushed, still pushing. Yeah. So that whole move there, basically, there's not really been a profit take move on that. So again, back down to ADR on that one. I like it as a short, the Aussie New Zealand. Oops. $1. So Aussie New Zealand is a slight short. We've got COT on side. Fundamentals are pretty much on side. Retail at the moment, however, are completely the opposite direction, which is why this is a buy at the moment. So you can see this is a +2 for retail. Retail are all shorting it, so the market's going up. We need retail to come out of that buy Aussie New Zealand. See, we've got the large market participants are short. Retail are also short, which means they're taking it long, getting all that liquidity. As soon as these guys disappear and start to flip, we will go the other way. So COT. So obviously you can see here Aussie New Zealand. Where are we? They're all short. Sorry, I should be looking up here, shouldn't I? Wrong way. Aussie New Zealand. It's the biggest short out there at the moment. There you go. That's why I can find it. It's at the top. 84% of the market at the moment is shorting that thing, so it's obviously flying. So we just need to wait on that. So that looks like it's setting up very nicely for a short as well. I like it as a short long term as well. Basically, we are in the pullback on this move. So this whole area here is where I would be very interested in the continuation leg down shorts. So it's setting up very, very nicely. The Aussies, obviously, we've just had their rates coming out. And they went 3.35. So the market wasn't particularly enamored or unenamored with the rate announcement. So it's difficult to tell whether or not the market is bullish or bearish on the Aussie at the moment. It quite often will beat the New Zealand dollar. We just get a nice rejection out of the DAX on the propulsion. Might go short of that candle actually. 20 seconds. I just took a sell stop under there as well. Gonna add one under there. So yeah, I like Aussie New Zealand short, and it's nicely extended. So that's a good looking short opportunity. I've got New Zealand exposure on twice at the moment, so I can't take it myself. I'm already exposed on the New Zealand dollar. I've got double exposure long. If I go Aussie New Zealand short, obviously I'm adding another New Zealand long, which takes my exposure over. So I can't take that myself, but looks good for a short. Short another one on the DAX. Pound Swiss. Sideways at the minute, not really going anywhere. We were extended on the 4 hour, which has just started to pull back. So we got this huge extension on this Swiss franc move. Pound very, very weak. We got extended, accumulated, dropped, got massively extended, accumulated, dropped, tried to pull back, dropped. Yeah, this level here, this 1108 is the level that was identified as support. And that area there. So this whole zone is support down to ADR today. So this is a good spot for potentially taking along. However, the Swiss franc is not giving up, as we've seen from the Euro Swiss. So difficult. I can't bring myself to long the pound at the moment. The economics for the pound, the fundamentals for the pound are just shocking. Like I said, the IMF has earmarked us as the only country that's going to go into recession. That does not make your currency attractive at all. Doesn't matter what we do with interest rates. It's not going to make us as attractive as the rest. We would have to put our interest rates up to 5 to make ourselves super, super, super attractive. And even then, they're going to look at inflation and go, well, your GDP is contracting, your unemployment figures are not coming down, and your inflation is dropping at the slowest rate out of all of the G8. Why would we possibly want to invest in the pound? You know, there's no reason to long this at the moment. I want to be shorting it. So I'm just waiting for opportunities on the pound for long, for shorts. Pound US dollar is the one that's closest at the moment because of the US dollar weakness. So again, I want this one to push up a little bit more, get a bit more extended, and then I'll get in on that one on an hourly RSI extension to the upside. So be that move there that I'll be looking to capture. But I need it up here. I want it back in here somewhere, anywhere around here. I don't care, just up more. It's not quite there. But hopefully today it will be. If this US dollar continues to be weak for the London session, you know, we only need a couple of candles, and then let New York take over. So we'll see. But yeah, that's your RSI today. Not a lot to look at on there. So your top buys and sells obviously haven't changed. No reason why they should. So Swiss yen, US dollar CAD long. So again, waiting for a pullback on that. Let's look at the 4 hours better. So yeah, obviously any extension on this, you're going to get a pop on it. Even though it's coming down, you're going to get a pop. So I'm just waiting basically patiently for an extension on the US dollar CAD to get an entry long. We're not far away on the hourly. So we got that nice triple top, which everybody's now selling. So I'll be looking to get in on, ideally on that break there, but anywhere down here, I'll be getting in on any signs of reversals. I think I've got the, no, I haven't got it set up at the moment. So I'll stick the EA on as and when I see that setting up. Euro pound, I'm already long. So I've got first position on that, waiting to get into a second, which, ooh, that's going to be tight. Uh, 28 is half an ADR. That reversal is 29.5. So there's my level. So as long as the reversal alert triggers tight, close to the box, I'll be getting a second on there, long on that. I need to watch that one today. That is good cot. Sentiments on board as well. And then for the shorts, it's basically the £3 pairs, Aussie and New Zealand and the US. Aussie dollar US, New Zealand US, Euro US. So basically everything against the US dollar. Everything pound, short it. Everything US dollar, short against. So any of those. Pound US dollar, I'll say I'll be getting into Aussie or New Zealand. Take one or the other, not both. Aussie US is probably the better of the two. Just looking at levels on these. It doesn't matter really. So Aussie US is just coming up for an RSI extension into the propulsion gap. So as soon as we get into this area here, basically, any of these US pairs, basically, if you look at all of them, it's the same story with all of them. Propulsion gap. As soon as we get into this propulsion gap, we should see selling start. Same with the downside, not so much on that one, but the US dollar Swiss. Yeah, this is where we're looking for buyers to step in. Swiss franc's very strong at the moment. So, yeah, anywhere down here, there's the gap fill we looked at yesterday. Said about yesterday, that gap fill that got done yesterday. Yeah, any of those really. But look at the buyer scorecard. It's on the website. You can look at this anytime you like and see what top buys and sells are. Sentiment trades today. Not a lot really. Euro pound is the only one that has really got sentiment on side still. With COT, apart from New Zealand CAD. So New Zealand CAD and Euro pound for longs. Euro pound, I'm already in it. DAX is pushing up at the moment. Then that propulsion gap has yielded. That's annoying. I'm going to get stopped out on one of these. I think. Trying to figure out where my stops actually are with these. So that one is there. That one is there. That one is there. That one is there. It's going to be tight. So might get stopped out on one of those. Pretty bizarre. So yeah, Euro pound already in one. Be looking to get into the second on that. And New Zealand CAD is the other sentiment trade long. I mean that one as well. I've got 2 positions on that. And again, just waiting. Nothing's, I've been waiting for 2 days. Just waiting. P&L is literally just flip-flopping around 1.5%, 2.5%, waiting at the moment. Nothing is going anywhere. Apart from the Swiss. So the CAD Swiss is doing nicely. I've been milking that CAD Swiss. A couple of good, nice shorts out of it. Got that stop out yesterday on the overnight stop out on the swap. Yeah, opened there, spread to take me out. Never actually got anywhere near my stop loss, obviously, but that be what brokers do. Out of one DAX. Oh no, I'm not. Sorry. So I just saw my P&L, my DD drop. I just thought I got stopped out on one, but I haven't. If anybody's got anything else they want to look at, let me know. Morning, Brian. Ingrid, you're looking for buys. On what? Which one was I talking about when you said that? Talking about the US pairs. So yeah, basically US pairs I'm looking for buys on. But not yet. What I want to happen first is a lovely pullback. So what I want is for it to let me out of my gold. So gold to come back up. Same thing with gold. Yeah, come back up into the propulsion gap. Let me out of gold and then collapse. And then I'll be able to get into the pound US dollar short. But we're not, since Friday, we've literally gone nowhere all week. It's just nothing's moved yet so far. So, but that's because we got a no news week. Yeah, this is what happens on no news weeks. This is what people don't understand. People say, "Oh, I'm not going to trade around the news." Why? It's the only time the bloody thing moves. You can sit here all week and do absolutely nothing because there's no news, or you can make money when the news is on. Trade the news. Stick a news filter into your EA so it doesn't trade around news. Why? Don't you want to make money? Crazy. Obviously, you can get hurt in news as well, but so good rejection on the DAX. Poked ahead above the propulsion gap, but so looking for continuation in market structure, basically. Anybody got any other pairs they want to look at? There's not a lot else to look at, really, to be honest, because nothing's really extended on the RSI in a favourable position at the moment. Potentially oil if it can come down, but and obviously we've got no ADR hits because there's nothing to move the market at the moment. So there's no point in going through everything because we're just sideways, as you can see on most stuff. So this week, all we're doing is flagging back up on the US and CAD pairs. Aussie dollars, day 3 sideways. Made a bit of progress today, so that's good looking short potentially. Waiting, flagging up into propulsion. CAD Swiss, that's moving fairly nicely. But yeah, I mean, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, yeah. We opened Monday around here. We're basically exactly where we were Monday. Nothing's doing much. Euro's coming down nicely though. Not happy at the moment, but we want to be buying the euro. So this is all getting into spots where we want to start buying it now. All pulling back nicely, ready for the next long. Propulsion gap holding up very well on Euro New Zealand. Euro US not managing to get anywhere. Pound sideways. Pound New Zealand. Can't get any traction on this either. So got nice sells took off yesterday on this, but pushing up again. So coming back up to retest the hourly reversal alert. Looking for a push down. Pound US on it up there. Sideways. Just nothing moving, is there? It's just it's crap at the minute. Just waiting. DAX is on the move. So I'm too short. Looking for a retest of the lows. So I just want to watch what happens there. I'm going to get into, what have I got on 2? I want to go 4 short there. Send. So when we get to this double bottom, we're either going to find some buyers and we're going to put in a W pattern reversal, or obviously the market structure is going to hold up and we're going to flush the lows down to here. Not sure whether I want to go 4 short at the lows, because if we do a reversal here, obviously my average is going to be down there, so I'm going to be a little over leveraged. So see how much profit I've got when we get down there. I might take one off, bank one. Euro odd, let's go. Not going anywhere at the minute. Sideways. All sideways, everything's sideways. So I've got reversal alert on that one off of those lows, but not really any reason for that to be pushing from there. So taking yesterday's low, there's no buyers yet. DAX is rejecting at the minute. So we're forming an inside bar. We've got 2.5 minutes left on this candle yet, though. So as long as we stay inside bar on this, sellers are still in control. If we get bullish on it, though, I should think twice about this one. So basically what we'll be doing is uneven stop hunt. Yes, uneven W reversal. Yeah, there we go. Not looking good. See where this candle closes, but not liking the price action on this at the minute. Another choppy little session, really. So looking at the 15-minute price action, so far this session, we've got lower low, lower high, inside bar, lower low, lower high so far. We've got 5 minutes left on this 15-minute candle, but we're still bearish until we break that high. And if we break that high, obviously we're just going to go inside bar to outside bar, which means for the last 45 minutes, we've got no direction. It's like yesterday, isn't it? We're waiting, aren't we? We're just accumulating again at the minute, waiting for that next pop, but not really got any direction at the minute. So looking for this to close bearish, really, on the 15-minute. That should be our high. If we can close somewhere down here, market structure is kind of slightly bearish, but doesn't want to go anywhere, does it? It's going to be another one of those days. We're not getting it. I hate these weeks. We've had, so far, I feel this year, throughout January, it's probably because of the interest rates at the moment, just driving everything crazy. But I just feel like we've had extreme volatility where I've been on the wrong side of it too often, or nothing where I've been trying to trade breakouts and we haven't had any movement. I've made money, don't get me wrong, but it's been like pulling teeth, really is at the minute. I've just got into something. Euro pound, so second buy on the euro pound. On that M5 reversal. Second entry long. So just looking for, potentially we could come all the way back down to there on this move. Oh, DAX. So we're just about to invalidate that high. Looks like it's going to be a stop out. Tough morning again. So outside bar. No direction. So pound US dollar. Just ready to get into a short on that. Oh, it's not going to make it, is it? We're not going to get an RSI extension on that. We've just taken yesterday's high as well. I'm going to leave it. I want it up here. I want to come back up and retest this area. I don't want to get in there, because if I get in there, it's just one extra entry I don't need to take. It could well go from there, but I'd rather get into a little bit more of a safer trade, knowing that we've got a good run that we can start a pullback from. But, DAX, I'm just about to stop out on those things. There's no sellers today. No buyers either. At the moment there is, obviously, but Not enough. Gold's stuck as well. Everything's stuck. This is the story of the month, isn't it? Everything is stuck. We just seem to be totally stuck all the time at the minute. And then you get these huge, like, 2 candles, that's it. If you haven't got those 2 candles, that's it. Bad enough. That's what we seem to be getting at that. It's just like accumulation, huge volatility. And if you don't catch that half an hour of volatility, you can't get anywhere. It's just fast moves or nothing, it seems, at the minute. Just annoying. So might find a little bit of selling starts here, but there's no volume, so we'll wait. No news so far this morning either on anything. So not a lot else to cover really today. Load of rubbish. So I'll be back on at 2:20 anyway this afternoon while Williams is speaking for the NASDAQ. Not really everything that I want to be in, the Market Reversal Alerts EA is managing for me and getting me into. So stopped out of the DAX. So there's nothing else I want to really be getting into at the moment. Why is that so massive? I hate this. You can't change this now on these servers. It's really annoying. All the text is too small on everything, and everything that isn't within MT4 is too massive. Very annoying. US dollar Swiss, got an alert on. So I've stopped out one DAX, still got one short. But it doesn't look like there's any sellers on board today. So Powell ate all the volume at lunch yesterday. Yeah, he did. He certainly did. I'm just going to cancel those pendings off. What I might do is stick one pending under the low of the 15 here. And if it does go, I'll get on short. But the ORB EA is going to get me in if we do get a rally long back out of the opening range. Then I'll be on that anyway. But it's like watching paint dry today, so can't be bothered to sit here and try and get 0.5% out of a 1.5 hour move. It's just not worth it. Just wait for the NASDAQ session this afternoon and see if we can get some volatility in there. It might liven up, but like I say, there's nothing to liven it up. There's nothing happening today, so we just have to wait, sit through it. So yeah, I'll be back at 2:20 this afternoon, and we'll have a look at what's going on, what's happened this morning, if anything. So the only things I'm teeing up to get into are the pound US dollar. If that thing can push further to the upside, I'll be taking a short. Based on obviously what's going on over here. I've still got the same positions on that I've had on for the last few days. I'm just working all of these, just milking all of these as I go when it allows. But as I say, if it's not, the only way you can make money in these market conditions is on the 1 minute chart, and you're basically just gambling in a casino. So there's no point if there's no volatility in trading. You might as well just wait for it all to start to move. So I'll just manage these. Anything that I get in 0.25%, I'm just going to transfer. and just keep bagging 0.25% at the moment. But yeah, nothing's even moving half an ADR, so I can't get anything out. Anyway, that's life. So I'll sit here and wait and watch this. Potentially might get another 0.25% loss on this. Potentially. Otherwise, it might just do that for the rest of the session. And if it does that, I will just be sitting in what I'm sitting in come New York. So we'll have a look at that this afternoon. But anything else you need, I'll be in the Telegram group. And we'll see if we can milk something this afternoon. This morning's been a dead duck so far, so we will see. All right, have a good morning. If you need anything, let me know. I'll be in the Telegram group. Otherwise, be back at 2:20 this afternoon for the New York session, and we'll trade the NASDAQ and have a look at the FX again. All right, have a good one, guys. I will see you this afternoon.